Shwan, good to have you back.
Thanks.
The question we want to hear your thoughts on for today is, what are some things you always think of when making a decision?
Well, you guys definitely know how to put me on the spot. But I think to answer your question, I'll tell you, I make a lot of decisions during a week. I find some of them to be easy, some of them to be more complex. But the kinds of decisions I end up making during a given week or in a month span a broad range. They're anything from project completion to human capital management to geographical expansion, or even creating a new service offering. But I never make decisions when I don't believe I have adequate information. And once I have adequate information, I then raise a consensus. This is why I've often been called out in boardrooms to be the last person to speak. But that's essentially because I want to really understand the bigger picture and really try to visualize the potential outcome or result my decision or vote could have on the business or the livelihood of people I work very closely with. Now, it can be the case that the adequate information that I receive is the wrong information, or the consensus that I raise with my teammates could be biased because they have a vested interest in getting something approved. But the one thing I apply to the potential outcome of all decisions is a 3-step process I learned during one of the lectures at Harvard when I was there for my graduate studies. Now, I heard about it almost 10 years ago, but I have used it ever since as my true north in helping me get to where I need to go. Now, those 3 steps are, number 1, if I take a decision and it's broadcasted in public media, how would I feel about it? Will I be able to defend it fiercely and say that I made the right decision? Number 2, how will I feel if my children or family learns of my decision? Will I be okay? And third, how would I feel when I see myself in the mirror? Can I face myself or live with myself? These 3 steps help in understanding if I'm essentially doing the right thing. It appeals to my internal compass. Once I clear that stage and develop a concrete justification for my decision, I automatically become prepared to tackle any difficult conversation backed by facts, figures, and feedback. It is critical to understand that my role as a COO is to determine the cause and effect of my decisions to choose the most optimal and beneficial way to do business. I try to answer these questions every time I find myself making a decision that could carry an impact on the health of the business and the people who manage it, both positive and negative, of course. It sometimes is easy, but often it is difficult to take a judgment call on something I initially know little about. But I use the above 3 steps as my true north in confidently making the right decisions.